Hey everyone, it's Victoria with She's Gone Country Farms. Thought I would do a quick garden tour, probably the last garden tour that is really just showing you everything that produced for summer. I'm coming back forward this time because look at these. Super stoked. My birdhouse squash are actually producing. I think I'll have enough to make a couple of birdhouses for this next year. I've never done it before. I've never grown these before. It's awesome. Super thrilled. So I've got that going on. As usual, the ghost peppers are just going nuts. I've got so many ghost peppers in the house, it's unbelievable. I've never had a year of so many ghost peppers. Plenty of time for these to still turn red. They are in these bags, so I'm sure the roots have come through the bag and into the ground. However, I'm very confident that if I need to move these into the house at the end of the year, it'll be fine. So I can extend that if there's any more that are turning red. Holy shamoly, I just noticed there's like all of my tomatoes fell from the rain. Okay, I say all of them, it's like 3. But in my world, that's all of my tomatoes have fallen. Let's take a look at this. What the heck? I knew it had rained, but I didn't realize that it had rained that hard. Sheesh. That's some on the ground back here too. I'll have to get those. As you can see, I've got Romas for days. Yeah, look, a bunch fell over there too. I don't know. I've got part of me that's feeling like they had help. I made, I think, 4 quarts of spaghetti sauce yesterday. It was awesome. This is my random. Do you guys remember? It just seems like a couple weeks ago, but obviously it was more than that. When this little container had nothing in it and I was showing you all how I drill holes and prep it for gardening, and now look at. Same with this one over here. I mean, look at, that's a habanero. Hold on, we gotta go on the other side and check that out. This is something I kind of messed up on. Yep. How the heck am I going to pick the beans at the top of that? I'm going to have to get a ladder. It's ridiculous. I just wasn't thinking. All I was thinking was, oh my gosh, I have cattle panel. And so then I threw it up. It wouldn't bend because it had rusted a bit. And now I've got like 16 feet high pole beans. It's okay though. That's what they make ladders for. Also, what do you think about this rigging? This tomato plant kept falling. It really wasn't the best place to put it, but it was kind of an experiment to just throw everything in here. So I took a trellis that I had purchased, put that in the ground here. It still was way too heavy, so I tied it to the very sturdy trellis that I have over here of a cattle panel, and now it's keeping it up just fine. Got loads of beans in here. Remember when I was asking everyone, like, hey, my beans aren't producing and I'm freaking out and what am I doing wrong? You know what I was doing wrong? I was being impatient. That's all. Now it's growing like crazy. Now I gotta get a ladder. Also, these are all the habaneros. This was that container that I had the super puny. They were literally like this big. And now look at these things. They're humongous. This should be the chocolate, the lemon, and just the regular habaneros. There's a little bit of basil stuck in there as well. So I can't wait though to try those crazy varieties of habaneros. I've never had them. Sorry, this is going to be a little shaky. This round of beans is kind of coming to an end. I will probably pull these here in the next couple of days. I was trying to wait until the snap peas started producing because Bonnie loves to come out to the garden and get some snacks, and she loves her some green beans. She also loves some snap peas. This is another plant out of that rainbow batch that I had that had like 4 or 5 different heirloom varieties. I think this is a Cherokee Purple. I knew once they started growing I'd have a better idea of what everything is. Another Aramana orange. I still don't know if those are Abe Lincolns or if they are Rutgers or if they are like a hybrid seed that I had bought. I for some reason wanted to say Tom Sawyer. I have no idea where that even came from. I haven't even heard that song in forever. But now I'll be singing it for the rest of the day. These are the cherry tomatoes. It's the Sweet 1000s. They're okay. I mean, they're not like bad, but I feel like next year I'm going to do something that's more of maybe like a golden color rather than the red. But they're good. Here. Whew, I'm choking on tomatoes. Here's some more plum. This is the row, I think, of Abe Lincolns and Aramana orange. That is a problem. We are going to pick the rest of the habaneros off of this, and then I'll pull this out. I will probably put some basil here or something like that, because you can never have enough basil. Nor can you ever have enough peppers in general. So this is what the peppers are looking like. We're going to do a lot of canning. I got a pressure cooker. That was pretty exciting. I did that for the first time yesterday. I was nervous. All of the peppers that we had bought, or I'm sorry, that we had planted, not bought. I bought seeds. Anyhow, they're all starting to grow. This is the Thai pepper plant that I got. It's like, I think it's just called Big Thai. I'm kind of bummed that I have like 1 trillion of the plants that survived the greenhouse debacle, but that's okay. It's better than no peppers. Very glad I put this lemongrass in, not this lemongrass, this lemon balm in here rather than putting it directly into the garden, because it would have taken over everything. There's my lemongrass. I planted some more beans back here. Down there where I tore everything out, and then I'll end up tearing these beans out. I don't know if you guys remember, but right here there was cucumbers and zucchinis that were overrun with squash bugs, so I pulled them out. I pulled them out from there, and I pulled them out from here, and I planted new zucchinis, beans, and cucumbers in their place. All right, now we're getting up to the section where I'm saying more of a final garden tour of summer stuff. This I will leave, of course. This tomato is still producing like crazy, as are these two. However, this and that one, these two Roma are clearly just about done. I have tons, obviously, to pick off of here. I'm going to pick all of these off in the next day or two. I'll let these last few get ripe, and then by the weekend, by Sunday, I would say, if they're not looking like they're going to be done, I'm just going to pull them out because I've got fall stuff to plant in those spaces. And that's what I have started doing. Like this bucket here that now has carrots in it. That had a Roma in it. The Roma was starting to look horrible, so it had to go. Hey, does anyone know? So look at this. I'm just not as familiar with this. I planted these at the same time. They're the same type of seeds. They are some peas. Look at how this is like all shriveled up. These are fine. Shriveled up. Fine. I have no idea. I'm not sure if I should... I'm feeling like I need to just pull those all out and start again. They look horrible. I've got some over here as well, and they look good. See, planted all of these at the same time. This is even in the same type of container. So I'm really thinking that I need to just pull those out and plant new seeds. I don't like the way that looks at all. But does anyone know? I mean, what is that? Why is that doing that? It can't be over-watered, underwatered, or any of those things because it's getting the exact same treatment as all of the others. I started this just a few weeks ago, and look at this is already, it's just a slicer, bush style cucumber. And then most of these I'm going to pull out. They're about done. These tomatoes are just super puny. So I'm not going to waste the space for these little tiny puny tomatoes that are supposed to be like big and round. It's just, I think it was an indeterminate plant that I put in here as opposed to directly into the ground. I didn't realize it. They weren't labeled. Well, they were labeled until the greenhouse blew away, and then they weren't labeled. And so I just rolled the dice. And don't get me wrong, everything has done great, especially considering I have indeterminate plants in 5-gallon buckets. They really need more room for growth. But these are all just done. They're ready to be pulled. These tiny little Romas, I'm just not wasting real estate on little tiny Romas when I've got a whole garden full of Romas. I'd be better off to just pull them and plant some more carrots. See if I can't get some parsnips to come up. Stuff like that. I mean, see, I've got Romas for days. What was my deal? I mean, how many Romas can a girl need? Tons if she wants to make a ton of spaghetti sauce. So anyhow, this is a final tour of my garden area with just what I've got growing for food. Tomorrow I'm going to take you over. You will not believe what the hummingbird, bird, butterfly oasis looks like, but I'll save that for another day. I hope you all are getting your fall gardens planned out or started, depending on where you're at. And as usual, happy gardening!